Welcome to that Synth Show, man. Breaking news right before Christmas. It's a beautiful, beautiful day in the synth neighborhood because the Behringer Lmdrum, the Roger LINN's iconic Lmdrum clone, is ready for Christmas. You might even get it under your tree if you act quick. But baby, let's go with that Synth Show. All right, man, woke up, boom, check the news, well, bam, what do you got? You got the Lmdrum, baby, from Behringer, the absolute iconic. You got a video from Behringer dropping, and let's get right to it. And I'll even show you where you can go pick it up right now, baby. Let's go. All right, let's get to it, man, because we're gonna do a quick video here today and just break you the news like we should. Here it is, Behringer releases the Lmdrum, clone of Roger LINN's legendary Lmdrum drum machine today, December 17th, 2024. Mark it down on your calendar. And right here, right now, boom, pre-order at Anderton's. I think you might be able to order it right now and get it before Christmas. I don't know, no promises, but they also got a ton more stock coming on February 28th. We had the Behringer Wave drop the other day. We got the Lmdrum dropping now. Listen, I don't know how much more of an awesome Behringer Christmas you can get from Santa Uli, but this is absolutely extraordinary. Let's check out Behringer's video they just dropped. From our boy, the one and only Patchdog.
You know, there's just something incredibly inspiring about those magical sounds from a golden era of music. An era that dreamt of the future, not knowing it was creating the timeless echoes of an iconic past. And here we are, 40 years on, where walls of exclusivity crumble to pieces, and the sounds that made history are with
Patchdog, the legend, with the Behringer Wave, the Lmdrum, the UBXA, and that beautiful guitar, man. Shout out to Patchdog, the most legendary demo man in the game.
In anyone's grasp. Introducing a rebirth of a legend.
Look at it, baby. Look at it. Fantastic, the Lmdrum, man. Let's just look at the price again, get the specs. $369, that's pounds for all you British boys out there and Americans. And if we look over here, if we do the conversion, that's $468.54. It's always cheaper in America. So we could be looking at $399 for this thing. We could be looking at $399 for this thing. And look at it. Absolutely friggin' gorgeous. Let's check out the specs. Covered at drum machine, 109 authentic drum sounds, including the LM1, the LM2, and the LM9000, and more iconic 80s drums analog circuitry, including the 3320 VCF and the 2164 VCA for unsurpassed warmth, 16 voice architecture, independent level and pan controls for each voice, 16 independent analog outputs for external processing, 16 velocity sensitive pads, storage of up to 8 songs, 128 patterns. All can be imported song modes, allows chaining, powerful headphone jacks, amazing drum and authentic 8 to 12-bit sampling sound engine, line input, boom, 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 powerful 64-step sequencer, integrated effects bus, features wave designer and dual mode analog filter per voice assignment. Baby, now we're talking. Now we are talking.
So the Behringer saga of reimagining the world's most classic drum machines and bringing them into the long-awaited realms of affordability continues, with our most ambitious drum machine project to date, introducing the highly anticipated Lmdrum. an irresistibly vintage-style 8 to 12-bit sampling drum machine that channels the nostalgic character of 1980s EEPROM-based classics and merging it with the power and convenience of modern-day sampling technology. And the story of how it came about really begins in 2019, when Uli's love of restoring vintage
2019, baby, 5 years in the making.
Synthesizer history
Look at the legend Uli.
finally got the better of him during an auction of what seemed to be just some very worn out and dusty vintage synthesizers. But this wasn't just any auction, this was for the actual instruments used in some of the most iconic records of the 1980s by a British duo that used the likes of the Prophet 5, the Lmdrum, and mixed them with their unforgettable guitar riffs to catapult themselves to the top of the American Billboard.
Booyah, baby. Uli got it in auction. How do you not love this man? How do you not love this company? It's time to let it all go. All the haters. Just drop it.
Of course, we're talking of the legendary band Tears for Fears. And when Uli suggested we make some videos of them, we couldn't contain our excitement. I mean, it's not every day you get to play with an instrument that you'd normally see behind glass in a hard rock cafe. And upon driving to the warehouse and looking at a pile of some old, rusty and well-traveled flight cases, there was one that instantly just stood out. The holy grail of vintage drum machines.
Oh, baby. Can you imagine getting Tears for Fears Lmdrum? Open a crack and open that box and well, bam. The boys must have had a field day.
The Lmdrum. And we all know it, we all love it. Designed and created by a pioneer of 1980s musical instruments and beyond, a legend of the industry, Roger LINN. Starting with the LM1, he soon followed it up with the Lmdrum, also colloquially known as the LM2, and the unmistakable drum sounds they produced proliferated into the biggest records of all time. Perhaps most famously on Michael Jackson's world #1 selling album Thriller, produced by Quincy.
I'm telling you, man, Behringer produces the top quality videos. Patch Dog, I say it every time, dude, you're an absolute legend.
Jones, with the drum and synth programming being done by one of the most respected synthesizer musicians in the space today, Anthony Marinelli.
Here he is!
And of course, it doesn't stop there. Prince's love of the LM1 has become legendary, with it being the driving force behind Purple Rain, and also for other groundbreaking artists of the day like Peter Gabriel, Phil Collins, Midge Ure of Ultravox, Herbie Hancock, Giorgio Moroder, Vince Clarke, Vangelis, and it even played a big role in early hip-hop with the likes of Run DMC. So it really is a drum legacy steeped in history, which is why we were so keen to restore not only a great vintage instrument in the Lmdrum, but this amazing relic of 1980s Tears for Fears history that featured on their unforgettable hits like Everybody Wants to Rule the World and the brilliant Shout. And the restoration video was so well received. Upon looking at the feedback, the message from you guys was loud and clear.
Shout, shout, let it on out. Behringer's the company we're talking about. Come on.
No holding back. We want those sounds. We want the vintage bit rate, and we want to be able to afford it.
All music made with the Lmdrum. Sorry, LMdrum now. Roger LINN was not involved in the design of the drum, but we deeply respect and admire his outstanding contributions to the music industry. Attaboy. Giving props to Marinelli. Giving props to Tears for Fears. Giving props to the one and only himself, Roger LINN. Absolutely fantastic. That's just part one, as you can see. That's just part one. So we got a big day of news coming. I'll be following it all day. This is part one. I'm going live for oscillators and percolators in about 20 minutes. If more news breaks on this, I will cover it, but I'll tell you right now, everybody, you can smile because you can pick up I always overprice it when I do my estimates, but we're looking at, for Americans out there, $399 to $450, somewhere in between that range. And I mean, you can pre-order this from Anderton's now, get it in America. And I don't know, I think you might even be able to get this immediately. This might be people might be demoing this before Christmas. I don't know. This is just crazy. I didn't expect this today. Behringer waved a couple days ago. The Behringer Lmdrum now. Are we going to get a bunch of more surprises before Christmas? Merry Christmas to you all. Thank you for joining for that Synth Show. Slow, slow.